So here we are for another After the Mic Drops episode.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the
This chair could fall apart at any moment.
it's not the most structurally sound one, so please be careful. But
That's fully out, isn't it? Yeah, no, that's fucked.
if you all crumble on the floor, it would be quite entertaining. But otherwise, until that happens, let's talk about your recent trip to Berlin.
Before we talk about that, let's talk about this new setup. Because we've got new chairs, we've got a plant, this is all in it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And we've got new mics. Equipment these days.
you're gonna have awkward hands, aren't you? So fresh off the plane from Berlin.
Yep.
Good trip. Number of podcasts. One was with
Mattias Schmeisser,
Emnify.
global head of TA at Emnify. He's part of the Zalando cohort that grew within Zalando and all went on to do fantastic things. He's doing some really, really exciting stuff with Emnify. Looking at TA, definitely like how he can be different with TA strategy.
Yep.
We talked about a bunch of things.
One really interesting thing that we saw on the podcast was the diversity. Yes.
Yeah.
I think immediately you say diversity, everyone goes to race or gender. Right?
Yeah. But there's so many different things that encompass diversity of thought, even location, backgrounds and, upbringings, age. So how people think different. Ultimately, it's about getting as many different ideas in a room and being able to openly challenge those ideas.
Yeah.
Comfortably and authentically. That was a really interesting conversation. And Mattias is doing some really cool things around that. We also talked a little bit about unconscious incompetence.
Yep.
Not knowing what you don't know. I've got a lot of that.
Yeah.
Not know what you don't know. And I think, I did a post the other day about ego. And I think that it has a lot of ties because sometimes your ego can get in the way of unconscious incompetence because you aren't prepared to know that you don't know something.
Or it masks the fact that you don't know stuff. So immediately you go to more of an ego-led approach to things, right?
Yeah. The more self-aware you can be, both about yourself and your role and the company, the more you can hopefully uncover those unconscious incompetencies. Speak to people that you think could be better than you, albeit it's an opportunity to be, to feel potentially like you're, particularly if you have a big ego and you're not necessarily comfortable with having those conversations about areas or weaknesses, areas of weakness. That's the only way you're going to actually uncover those things, right?
It's the old school 360 view of yourself, isn't it?
Yeah. So that was cool.
Another topic that kept coming up, and that's come up a number of times now, is when the axe is falling and cuts are being made.
Yeah.
Like, why is it always the talent team first? And that's come up a few times, hasn't it?
Yeah, and we actually talked about how the talent team are adding more value these days, and actually where, when we look at business strategy, talent is coming into the picture a lot more. We've obviously just seen huge layoffs in talent across the board, but definitely there are movements in the right direction to show that talent isn't just talent acquisition, and actually talent.
And I think that's been the theme that's coming out of a few of these podcasts, isn't it? That,
so many.
Like the diverse range of skills of a talent professional, but also how strategically they can play a role within business.
What's interesting is, and what will be interesting, so watch more episodes, is that we've obviously had a bit of a focus around people specifically within the people space, within the talent space. But with a new series coming up, we're definitely looking to expand our audience and our guests, and actually how the topics that we've been having conversations around for people in talent, what the perspective is like from CEOs, co-founders, leaders of business, because we keep saying from inside the circle of talent that talent is starting to have an impact on strategic decisions businesses are making. we would like to see what actually the leaders of the business feel, and if that message is matching up. I think that's going to be really interesting.
That is super exciting. And that was a little mic drop for Series 2. Powered by People Series 2 coming soon.
Drop it in there.
Producer Rose is very excited about Series 2. And
Producer Rosie, what do we have in store for Season 2? Season 2?
Series 2.
Series 2, Episode 3, 7, 8, 9.
Lots of changes, lots of new people.
Yep.
And just maybe slightly different format. I'm excited.
You're excited. We're excited.
Yeah.
Watch this space.